to Catherine's Flavours of the World with Viking.TV. So for our main course, or entree, I have a delicious lemon fennel hake with a beetroot and potato salad. There's a bit of Nordic influence going on here, but we are heading north on our voyage towards the Arctic. So let's start with our salad. First of all, I need to get these ingredients prepared. So I have here some celery, and I really don't like the strings of celery. So what I do is I just top and tail, and I get my knife in underneath the ribs like that, and I pull back like that, and that takes those strings off. Now, some people would say that's fibre, but to be honest, I think there's plenty going on in the celery without me having to eat these strings. For me, these are like dental floss. So we're getting rid of them. So off that goes. We pop that to one side. And then we're just going to start bringing our celery into little strips. Like so. And then you can just lie it on its side and do little dices. That's one thing done. Right. In that goes into our mixing bowl. Next, we want cucumber. So cut your cucumber in half. We need to take those seeds out because they're a bit watery. So you can get your teaspoon in and you can just pull it off like that. I mean, you can use these seeds for something else if you want. It's not a problem. You can add them to a nice cold soup. But for the purpose of this recipe, I don't need those seeds. So again, you're just going to do little strips like this. And then you line them up like this. And knuckles forward, fingertips back. Let's dice. And that is our cucumber in. That's going to bring a lovely fresh flavour without ruining the sauce that's going with it, without the liquid. I think I've enough just with that. I'm going to keep that for something for later. Next, apple. So this is a lovely sweet apple here, and it's a pink lady, and it has a lovely, lovely crunch to it, but enough sweetness, but yet a bite, shall we say. So let's cut this down the centre. And here's what I do. I cut it in the centre again, like this. And then I get my little knife and I go in underneath the core like this and just flick that core out. And we are going to dice. So again, just do little strips like this. Make it easy for yourself. Line your apple up and we cut them into little dices. You see, the reason I want to cut the apple nice and small is I actually want just a surprise bite of apple as I work through it, as opposed to a big chunk of apple. That's lovely. And I'll keep this for later. Next, let's get a bit of sauce on the go. So, this is so easy. This dressing is literally mayonnaise, some yogurt, cider vinegar, salt and pepper, and Dijon mustard for that bite, and some chives. So we'll go with about 3 spoons of this just to start with. It's about 3 tablespoons, but you'll have to eyeball it yourself because it depends on the size of all the ingredients that you're using. But I'm going to put all that yogurt in. So this kind of on the sharp side, hence the need for the apple, the sweet apple. So this is our cider vinegar in, and let's get our mustard in. In that goes. We clean those away. Then we have our chives. So look in the little fishy bowl. So they're chopped already. And then we need a nice bit of seasoning. So a nice bit of salt and a nice bit of pepper. You'll do it to your taste. There we go. Just wipe our hands and now we can mix this. This is a lovely standalone salad as it is, but honestly, with the fish, it just comes alive. So now, these are potatoes, Irish potatoes, of course, and they're already cooked. So in they go. and beetroot. Now, once the beetroot goes in, the colour is going to change automatically. So in it goes, and let's mix. I want to mix gently. I don't want to break up any of the ingredients. But the more I stir it, the pinker it's going to become. So it's going to be a beautiful contrast of colour with the white fish. Okay, we're already heading towards Barbie pink. Things are looking good. Okay, I'm going to leave that just to blend a little, and I'll give it a stir from time to time. So now let me tidy up a tiny bit, and then I'll start with the fish. So while our salad is having a little rest and getting pinker by the second, let us talk about our delicious hake. I love this fish. I think it's underrated. Of course you can use cod if you wanted to, but I just love the texture of hake and its gorgeous flavour. But we want to fry it, so we want a nice colour on it. So here I have just some simple flour, and we're going to put in just some paprika. We want to colour it up. Let's see how we're doing there. To make sure I have a nice colour on it now. And I'll season it as well. I think I'll just go another little bit. See, you can make this up as you go along. But the reason I'm putting the flour on the fish is it gives you a nice crispy edge without the kind of deep fried fish texture, which is not what we want. Right, salt and pepper. As you do, nice bit of salt. That was small. We go with another little pinch. And pepper just a little bit. There we go. And give that a mix. And finally, it's a lemon and fennel hake that I'm doing. So this is some fennel fronds from our garden here. This is bronze fennel, and it grows so easily here in Ireland. It's beautiful in a herbaceous border, and you get all sorts from it. You know, you get the fennel flowers coming out, you've got the actual fronds themselves, and finally you have fennel seeds. So let's get our fish in. So we pop it in like this, like that, and just give it a little swivel around, and then turn it and give it a nice swivel. There we go. Just make sure it's nicely coated. See, that just dries out the outside of the fish. There we go. And always shake off the excess, because you don't want extra flour burning in the pan. Now I'm going to turn the pan on, get a nice bit of heat in it, wash my hands, and we'll cook our fish. So I'm just checking the pan. It's only warm. It's getting to temp, but now is a good time to get our oil in. A nice coating of oil at the base of the pan, because you don't want your fish to stick. And we just wait for that to heat, because we want this to be nice and hot so that we get a lovely crispiness on our fish. Sometimes I think when we cook, we're in such a hurry to make the dish. We skip the important parts, like ensuring our pan is sufficiently hot to get the crispiness on our fish. It's the little details that result in a delicious dish. We can test this and see. And we are ready. The flour is just causing little bubbles, and that's telling me we're ready. So let's go, give it a shake off, and in goes our fish. And there's your sizzle. Give it a shake off, and in goes our fish. Sizzle number 2. So while that's cooking, let's prepare what we need for the sauce. I'd like a little bit of lemon in the sauce. So I'm just going to juice half a lemon. This is going to just lift the fish in flavour. And I've got an old-fashioned juicer here, because I just always feel you get more out of these type of juicers rather than trying to squirt by hand. So that is that. And then I have some cream and some butter, as you do for your sauce. Let's go back and check now and see how we're getting on here. Yeah, we'll leave it another minute. Temperature control is very important when you're cooking fish. So don't leave it unattended for too long. That's all I'm saying. Okay, time for another little peek. Oh, lovely. It's just a lovely light brown colour. I'm just going to push it down in the pan, get the temperature back up. Now, can I share with you my golden rule for cooking fish? For every 1 inch high, it takes 10 minutes to cook. So if you have a piece of salmon that's 2 inches high, that's 20 minutes. If you have a little piece of sole that's not even half an inch high, that's 5 minutes. I just think it's a great rule to go by. And that's obviously at a moderate temperature. I'm just pressing it down because I want a nice colour all over. Oh yeah, very nice. Once I have a colour, I can turn it down. So now, if I can just show you, I've got a colour that I'm happy with. I like that colour, really nice. So let's just flip that back and let's just wait for the fish to cook. We are nearly ready to enjoy this delicious hake dish. Let's whip out our fish. It's beautifully cooked, it's just nice and firm on the top. And that took about 7 to 8 minutes. Right, now, sauce. Bit of butter, as you do. There we go, we get that in. Okay, and a bit of lemon juice. Okay, while that's melting, I'm going to chop up a little bit of parsley just to add into our sauce, because I think it's going to just lift the colour nicely. That's great. In that goes. Okay, and we give that a stir. A little bit of salt in our sauce. Okay, and now I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to stir in my cream. That is a very simple sauce to serve with any fish. It looks gorgeous. You've got the bite of lemon, the richness of the cream, the little bit of butter. But you have to just watch the temperature because you don't want the cream to split with the butter. And then a little bit of parsley, or it could be chives, or it could be any herb you want. Right, I think we're ready to eat this gorgeous dish. So let's start plating up. Here's my serving plate. And I just thought I'd go a little fancy and put the salad in a ring. Let me get some spoons for that. You can do this any way you want. I'm going to go at a little angle here on the plate. And this is pinked up nicely now. We've moved on from Barbie pink, as you can see. And in goes our lovely salad. And it's good, hearty food for travelling, for your voyage. Okay, stay. Yes, we're staying. Okay, we'll move that out of the way for a sec. And now for our delicious lemon fennel hake. And on that goes like that. I think that looks really nice. Why don't we turn it that way? There, that looks nicer. It's all about the presentation. Okay, now we've got this beautiful sauce. And just drizzle this over your fish with a teaspoon. You don't have to go too fancy. There we go, that looks lovely. Beautiful. So nice. Next, we have just a very simple little decoration of lemon, like this. Then, we cannot serve this without more fennel fronds. So, a little bit of fennel frond just in there in the centre. And of course, from the garden, one of my favourite pretty flowers for decorating has to be borage. And we'll put one on top there. And we'll just whip it off like that and put one there like that. And one with the lemon. I mean, that is such a pretty dish. So quick, so easy to make. Fantastic for your next big trip. Or to prepare you for your next big trip, perhaps. This is my lemon and fennel hake with a delicious potato, beetroot and apple salad. Bon voyage! I have a sweet treat for you. I'm making an almond lemon cake with a cream cheese topping and blueberries scattered over the top.